All right, mountain kids, it's time for a little more outdoor core for you, grade level 4. That's right. Okay, and this is the final tree of 3, of the 3 that I'm showing you. So there are a lot of different plants that grow down by our creeks and rivers and around our lakes, including our pine trees, our conifers like these. But the ones that have to live right next to a body of water because they need more water, there's just three broadleaf riparian trees that are deciduous, meaning that they will lose their leaves. That's another important scientific word, riparian, deciduous. This one right here, if you haven't already guessed, is a willow. So we already talked about the black cottonwood, if you've seen that video, and possibly the alder, and you got to see the thin leaf alder. And this one though is one that is very famous, the willow. Willow has a lot of different medicinal properties. If you get into the bark and the roots, we're not going to so much focus on that. It's just that wherever you find a willow, you will find water because they cannot grow anywhere that there is not a lot of water. And so we have several different willows in our region. I'm quite sure that this is the gray willow. I will double check that, but let's just call it a willow for now so I'm not wrong. But the willows tend to have very thin, pointy leaves, just like these. Some have way longer, way more pointy leaves. But it's always been an important sign for people that are looking for water. Sometimes someone could find a willow, but there was not surface water, and they would dig near the willow and be able to find water under the surface. So willows provide a lot of benefit for a lot of reasons. Again, like I said, there's medicinal properties. They provide critical shade and habitat for birds and other species. And they keep the creek cool because they grow right around our creeks and keep that water cold for the trout. I like to also call our creeks home. So remember, as we're studying trout in the year of the trout, we don't just look at those species of trout, we look at every other species in that environment. All of the other animals, all the other fish, all the other insects, all the other trees and plants that make that environment what it is. Because you can't just pick one little thing out in nature because it's attached to everything else in nature around it. I mean, this willow right here is actually attached to the sun, which is far, far away from us. So take it in. Your homework is like the other trees. I want you to go to your creek spot, and I'd like you to find a willow and look at the evidence and the detail of what makes a willow a willow. Again, these leaves are quite different than the lance-like spear-looking leaves of the cottonwood or those real jagged, toothy leaves of the alder. These have entire margins, meaning the margin is the outside of the leaf, and it's all just straight and smooth. So when you get to know a leaf, you want to look at the underside, the top side, how the veins in the leaves are growing, the shape of the leaf, and they all help you to identify. So in this case, just go out and try and find a willow from this video, and again, you can look it up for more detail. This is just an introduction. All right, take care. See ya.